welcome to Carmel's Kitchen. Today we're going to make some quick curry wok noodles. Now if you don't have a wok, don't panic because you can also do this in a frying pan. So the first thing we want to do is turn on our heat, put on your wok, and if you have some sesame seeds, we want to toast those. So we're going to put those in there, give them a shake around the pan, and they'll be toasted in a couple of seconds. So while they're toasting, then you get your noodles. So you can buy any brand of noodles that you like, boil your kettle, put your noodles in a pot or in a bowl, and cover them with boiling water and cook them until they're nice and soft. Now a lot of the noodles, all you'll have to do is cover them in water and leave them for about 4 to 8 minutes, depends on the brand of noodles. Then we're going to strain that, run some cold water in them to cool them down so that we don't want them to keep on cooking. And we can just pack them back into the pot. So I just have one sheet of noodles here. So I'm only making dinner for maybe 2 people, I'd say that probably is enough. So just keep an eye on the sesame seeds and give them a shake on your pan because you really don't want them to burn. They take a couple of seconds to start and then push, you'll have burnt ones. So into this then we're going to put all vegetables, so it's vegetarian, and we're going to use some oyster sauce, which is optional. We're going to have some soya sauce, so we're going to have 3 tablespoons of soya sauce. If you have the oyster sauce or sweet chili sauce, if you have hoisin sauce or any of these sauces that you can buy in the supermarket, you can use those. So we'd have 2 tablespoons of those. So we have a carrot, which we're going to cut into matchsticks. And the easiest way to do that is just cut off your first slice, turn your carrot on the side, and then just finally slice that up into nice thin slices. When you have the thin slices cut, just turn them and cut them down into matchsticks like that. So you can see, nice and thin. Now just keep an eye. Nearly there. And slice those up, and you'd put those into a bowl or into a container. Then you'd do the same with a stick of celery. Again, just cut that into nice thin slices. Then into this you could add some peppers, coloured peppers, and anything else that you have in the fridge that you'd really like to use up. So colour would be good. So I have this part done already. So in here in my bowl I have a red pepper, some yellow pepper, I have my carrot, and I have my celery. I have also added into that a clove of garlic, which I crushed. So the best way to do that is just take the skin off and get your knife and lean down on it and just chop it into nice small pieces. Into this then I've added my 2 tablespoons of my oyster sauce and 1.5 tablespoons of soya sauce. I covered it in cling film and put it in the fridge for 30 minutes. So there's my sesame seeds just starting to brown now, they're just starting to toast. We want those for after. So into my wok noodles I'm also going to put some mushrooms, which I've just sliced up. Now I haven't soaked those because they would only go too soft. I've got a little bit of broccoli, I've got some red onion, and when you're cutting the onion for this dish, so if you have your onion peeled and cut in half, and then you're just going to use slices of the onion. If you haven't got onion, if you have a bunch of spring onions in your fridge, you could use those also. So whatever veg you have in the fridge, what would go now, they're all nice and toasted. I don't know if you can see them, how brown they are, but if I put them in this, make it glass here. And show them to you. So you can see now they're toasted. They smell lovely. So onto my wok, I'm just going to use the spray oil again. So spray it up, and then I'm going to put my onion and lightly cook that for a couple of seconds. And because I have my cloves of garlic chopped here, I can just add this. I love a little bit of garlic, won't ever do any harm. Now, into my bowl of vegetables, I've also put some ginger. So if you go to the supermarket and you buy your ginger and you go, gosh, what am I going to do with that? There is so much in it. So you can freeze it and then just take it out of your freezer so it's frozen and just lightly grate it. Like that, and you add that into your vegetables, as well as your plum sauce and your soy sauce. So you just pop it back in to a Ziploc bag, seal it up, and back into the freezer for the next time that I'll have a recipe that calls for ginger. So if you're using the spring onions, you wouldn't put them onto the pan. Now you would cook your mushrooms off first if you're using mushrooms. So just put those on and cook them really lightly for about 2 or 3 minutes. If your gas is too high or your electric is too high, just turn it down. So the recipe calls for 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, but we've only used half of that in our marinade. So we've been marinating our vegetables for 30 minutes. Now you can marinate them for longer if you like. If you want to do this in the night time, if you're going to go to work and have to have a quick meal when you come home. So just make sure you just toss the vegetables around on your pan. Now into that, I'm going to add my marinated vegetables. And just stir those around for a couple of minutes. Then, because it's a curry wok noodles, I've got 2 tablespoons of curry powder. So if you like it really hot, use hot curry powder. If you don't like it really hot, then use mild curry powder. And you could also put in a bit of chilli powder if you want a really good kick off it. So we just need to, then because we've added curry powder, we need to cook that out. So you need to cook that now for 2 to 3 minutes. And get it going there. Turn it up, the heat. It's a dish that's suitable for vegetarians. And don't turn around all the meat eaters and say, but there'll be no meat in it, it won't be very good. It actually is. It is really filling, and it's the combination of vegetables. If you had some bean sprouts, you could also add in some bean sprouts to this. But at the moment, bean sprouts are a little bit on the difficult side to get in the supermarket. So just with whatever that you have available to you in your kitchen. And we want the sesame seeds. So I've added in a little bit of broccoli, just for colour. So you can see the colour that's in the pan, that it's all lovely, it looks really good, and I wish we had smell-o-vision now and that you'd be able to smell it. And you could cook this in any of the other oils that you can buy. So this is a stir-fry oil that you can just buy in the supermarket, and we also have toasted sesame seed oil. This makes a beautiful taste of it, but we're going to put a sprinkle of this on when we come to the end. So we're going now, sizzling up nice. Okay, so I've got my other 1.5 tablespoons of soya sauce, which I'm going to add in now. And our curry powder is now cooked out. Our vegetables are still a little bit crispy, which we want, because the more you cook the vegetables, the more nutrition that you cooked out of them. So you will be cooking your vitamins and minerals out of the vegetables, and that's not really what we want when we want to keep it healthy. So into that now, there you go. And you can see what that looks like. And there's the liquid of the oyster sauce and of the soya sauce in there. There's no water and only a tiny, tiny little bit of oil. Into that now we're going to add our noodles. Separate those out and leave it all heat right back up. I find one of these, which is for taking out your pasta, a much better way for mixing the noodles around. I haven't added any salt because there's enough salt in my soya sauce and in the oyster sauce. So there's plenty of flavouring going on. If you add salt to it, you might make it too salty, so it's as well off not to. Then we'll just put a little sprinkle of the sesame seed oil. We have a bowl. And for those who like the meat, if you had some leftover chicken, you could add it into it also. So there you go, quick. And as you can see, there's enough for another person, so that's plenty for 2 people in the amount that we have cooked today. And we'll just sprinkle sesame seeds on top. So there you are, quick wok noodles for lunch, dinner, or to take with you to work. I hope you enjoy this as much as I do, and if you have a comment, just put a comment on the bottom. So if you scroll down, you'll find the ingredients for this dish. Thank you for watching. Take care. See you next time. Bye.